Alright, it's my final semester in NUS, and yeah, just to show you guys, I am truly a computing student. So, wow, how time flies, man, is actually incredible. I entered in 2021, and I'm leaving NUS and I'm leaving university in 2025. I've been through 8 semesters consecutively. I've done 2 internships. I didn't go on an overseas exchange, but you know what? It's totally fine. And finally, we're calling an end to this journey, and I'm gonna start work. That's crazy to hear. So, without further ado, this final semester, I have done 4 modules, only 2 related to computing, but this is my mod review. So let's start off with BT4221. So it is kind of like a restart of a new module from the previous semesters. So it's with a new prof. I think he's really knowledgeable. I think it was great. Like attending his modules and attending his lectures are very entertaining as well as very knowledgeable. But it goes through the usual knowledge across all the business analytics modules and machine learning modules. So things like IS3107 data engineering and BT4103 goes through the same stuff like airflow, like data engineering stuff like ETL, ELT, what's the difference, what is the point of SQL, NoSQL databases. So there is really quite a huge rehash. But you know, what is great is that you get to use AWS, you get to use Databricks, and you get to use Snowflake as well. So I thought it was really neat because you can really add it to your resume and beef up your resume, especially recommended for like maybe a year 1 or year 2, okay, not year 1, maybe a year 2 or year 3 student who maybe has like 1 internship on the belt or done no internships on the belt. So great module to actually kind of get your feet wet. So next we have IS4262, Digital Product Management. Very non-technical module. You get to learn and maybe hone your business acumen. So brainstorm, present things like total addressable market, go-to-market solutions, etc. I know not many people put in the time and effort in this module, but it has honestly really been such a useful module because in my job search, having the module break down your product life cycle from product planning to strategy to development to marketing to support, it has been really useful in organizing it in a very good way for you to revise. And I did actually have to do 2 case studies in my job hunt, one with GXS and another with Enterprise Singapore, which this module actually does teach and give notes for, which proved very useful. So I can actually link my GXS case study slides, which I had to do in 24 hours, in the description below. So yeah, I also separately almost landed a product management role with a Fortune 500 company completely through the revision of this module. Like if I were to do this in another semester, I don't think I would have done it as well. I've done the interview as well. So it is actually very useful. So take it seriously. Yeah. I guess unfortunately most of these computer labs have been closed because of the semester break. So I am in the hallway of Com 4. Yeah, brand new computing campus. Computing is really taking off. Okay, anyways, on a related but unrelated note, I have 2 modules which I didn't take as my core modules. They are basically UEs. First of it, it's LAB 1201. So basically Bahasa Indonesian 1. And boy, can I tell you that it's so useful. It is such a fun joy to learn a brand new language, and it's totally SUable. In fact, all the language modules in the different levels from level 1 to 6, they're all SUable. I have no idea. If not, I would have taken this much earlier. But you know what? I thought it was a great module. Like Bahasa Indonesia is actually a little bit different from Malay. I mean, obviously. But yeah, I think language to language, they teach it very differently. And in Bahasa Indonesian, I think they taught it really well. It was very rigorous. We had oral examination, we had essay, homework, we had an exam, and we had listening comprehension. So, and also a project. So it was like the full suite of it. You get to speak, listen, and write. And wow, I think kudos to the teaching team. It really made learning Indonesian so enjoyable. Yeah, and they had even a project night to end it with. So I entirely encourage everybody to take a language module and take Bahasa Indonesian. I think it's really useful. Living in Singapore, living in Southeast Asia, learning Indonesian, at least I know a little bit of Indonesian and Malay words. It helps me a lot. And I can look at a Malay word and I'll be like, oh shit, I've seen that before. I understand what it means. We are now in Y4, a very beautiful building. I love to come here in my year 1 and year 2 days. Such a hidden gem. It's so comfortable and I love the food here. Okay, so our last module for this semester before I say goodbye to university life, it's AH2101, which is Introduction to Art History, which is actually my first and last FAST module, my first and last social science module, and I freaking learned how to cite and the importance of citation in essay. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I really appreciate the module curriculum for spanning prehistoric art all the way to modern art, from Western art all the way to Eastern art, and it was really a wonderful scope. I learned many different art terms to feel more exquisite. Chiaroscuro, contrapposto, and a little bit of history as well intertwined in this module. So really delightful, very engaging. Every School of Computing student 100% needs to take a social science module. Alright, this should be like mandatory, right? Screw taking a science module for computer science students. I know it's mandatory for all of you, but please take a social science module, alright? It's so useful to broaden your knowledge and really humble you in how poor your English is. So I just realized my English is really poor. I guess overall, I really enjoyed the pace of this semester. I felt like I learned so much more, and all the overlapping knowledge being taught my course has really been a negative. There's so much more space and knowledge to learn outside the scope of your core modules. And learning a language is really so fun. Learning a social science is also really fun and also very useful. I just hope that whoever's watching will be inspired to take modules out of pure interest, because it's such a big thing in other universities. And it's mainly the point of university. That's why you're paying for university. Alright, there's so much tertiary knowledge out there. Just go out and grab it. So as I bid farewell to NUS, and thank you all so much again for watching perhaps 8 consecutive semesters of mod reviews. I hope that you all see the whole journey that I've been, and everybody's journey is definitely different. I urge everybody to expand beyond the scope of their studies, and I hope that everybody would just explore their interests a little bit more, like how I've explored the interests, albeit only in 2 semesters, in 2 modules. I think there's so much knowledge out there and so much ways you can improve yourself holistically. And this also includes hobbies and interests as well. And yeah, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. If you happen to watch my videos and come across me in person, feel free to let me know, because I'm just doing this as a side pet project, just for fun. Alright, thank you and goodbye.